Good evening, free enterprise fans, and welcome to this exciting race between nerukad and BluesEclipse in week 2 of our Swiss rounds of the Highway to the Zemus Zone 6 tournament. My name is Xenocat. I am joined here in the booth tonight by Inven. How are you doing tonight, Inven?
I'm doing pretty well, pretty well. It was a great first week of races. We've already had a few here in week 2, and I'm excited to watch and commentate this one with you tonight.
Absolutely. I do see we have our vanilla hero.
Yep. So Ordeal's Dodgers are weeping tonight. It'll be very surprising if either of our runners permanently avoid that class change.
Yeah, you're going to be hard-pressed to take Dark Knight Cecil all the way to the Z fight. He's not
Yeah.
a great agility anchor.
One fun thing, though, is that if you do have enough of a strong team to support him, you don't have to worry about the hero XP function so much. You can just leave him in DKC until you're like, okay, no one's going to fall behind. He's not going to end up, ruining things for me with agility. I can go transform him now. But of course, Paladin Cecil has so much utility that it's really a rare situation where you have to make that call, but it's fun to have it on the table.
Yeah, absolutely. I do see one interesting pair of objectives that we have here. We have Liberate Baron Castle and Defeat the Baron Basement Throne.
Ooh, we got the double paired up, so very important key item. You'll be hard-pressed to do the other 6 objectives without it, especially because it looks like there is a shortage of ones gated by Darkness Crystal. Is that only one gated by the
Yeah,
Darkness
one
directly?
Darkness Crystal and neither of the Feymarch bosses. So we got... The Baron Key is the only double.
This is going to be a key item heavy seed by the end, which kind of also makes grinding a little curious. On these flags, what do you think is like the cutoff point to try to hunt a 10th key item before
Oh
grinding?
goodness. Oh goodness. I am not sure. I am a person who likes to get my 10th key item before I grind, probably to a fault.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that it's at least if you're getting close to like if you're up to like 8 or 9 and there's easy checks for you to do on the blue planet, I think it's worth taking those checks.
Mm-hmm. Like ideally, remaining K main ones, things that you
Yes.
like that twin harp you left hanging,
The Twin Harp, sure, like the Baron Key if it's not not even if it's not an objective, sure I'll go through the main Baron check. Maybe not the basement, but if
seems
I'm like
legit.
one key item away, sure I'll hunt for it. It also depends how many of those there are. If there's only one left, I might not go for it if it's just the Twin Harp. But if I've got
Mm-hmm.
Harp and Baron, I'll be like, okay, I'll probably hit something in between those two.
We do have a question in the chat from Wildfire. This flag set is 6 out of 8. You complete any 6 of these 8 objectives, you will be awarded with the crystal that allows you to transform Zeromus.
Yes, it does not matter which one you complete. So we do have the Forge, which requires the Legend and Adamant, or Baron Key gives you two. And they're all worth the same.
Although the rewards on some of these, with that Cecil start, I'm hoping we see a Forge. I've not seen a Lightbringer yet this tournament in the matches I've
That
seen, so fingers crossed we get some big holy weaponry tonight.
that would be very fun, but it does look like we are off. We've got a Cecil and a Sid to go with him. Sid will be nice for the early game until we get through our deals, and then Cecil will just be better.
Yep. We'll be glad to have this HP pool, the heavy armor. It's not too hard to find a weapon for him. Sid can use, well, he's the only person who can use hammers, of course. Any axe, any bow. Though, not that hard to get him to start dishing out damage in the early game either.
Absolutely. He's really nice just to give you that little bit of early game power that can get a lot of parties over that initial hump, because some characters cannot really do that. We did also see the pass as our starting key item, so our runners already have access to the Zeromus fight.
Indeed, and we have divergent looting at the start. Nerukad going for the Eblin play. Of course, any of these monsters in a box will force you to reset and come back in to reloot. BluesEclipse, meanwhile, running through Watery Pass, which we'll have to hoof it out of, but Ice Brand's a tolerable weapon once Cecil gets
Yeah.
transformed, and we actually saw some good Hanzo steel in there, which I have found to be very hard to come by on this flag set.
Yeah. I did see Samurai Arrows, a Mute Knife, I think an Aegis Shield for Blues as well, although Nerukad did pull a Power Shirt out of Eblin.
Oh yeah, Sid loves to see that. With that HP pool, he can wear heavy armor, but you don't really need it in the early game. And having that extra plus 15 strength will help him carry the team until
Absolutely.
Cecil's online.
Absolutely. And BluesEclipse is headed to the back of Watery Pass as well. I really like this play if you're going Watery Pass. Just dip in here. There's 4 chests right here. And just go ahead and open them. Maybe even go into the next room for the 5th chest.
Yeah, super speedy looting here, although nothing really juicy there. Nerukad did also pull a pretty handy item, got the Black Sword. If you are going to have a DKC, that is the weapon you want. The accuracy, the stat boosts, that will also be extremely valuable this early game.
Absolutely. That Black Sword is really nice. There's a chance, I believe, that DKC starts with one, but just in case he doesn't, there you go.
Oh yeah, you can start with one on the C Neki flag, but I actually don't know what the odds are of that. If it's just, evenly split among all the possible weapons, or if there's any waiting.
I believe it's evenly split, but I do not know for sure. But if it is, assuming it is evenly split, which I think it is, it's 1 in 3 chance of Black Sword, so by no means guaranteed.
Yeah. And we do see that Nerukad pulls an Ogre Axe. I will be surprised if he bothers looting the left tower at this point. Because that and the Power Shirt, Sid is ready to kill everything in this overworld except maybe a back attack Valvalis.
Yeah, Sid is ready to just carry, honestly, for a long time. Although it does look like Nerukad is going back in for the left tower, just gonna make sure he's not missing anything here.
Gotcha. Well, I think there's still one
mean,
Myab left. Yeah, there it is. That's what I was worried about.
But there is that Dwarf Axe. That'll be really nice, just to make sure that characters are back row, though it looks like Sid started with... Was that Mute Arrows and an Archer Bow?
That's about as good as it gets.
Might have been Charm Arrows instead, but that was... Oh my goodness, Sid high rolled.
Yeah. The Dwarf Axe will come in handy, although Cecil wants Paladin form, and Sid here are fine using bows and arrows to get back row glitched. Kane, that's his only option, so we'll probably see that sticking around until we finalize our party.
Absolutely. And if we ever need to just take Cecil's agility down just that little bit, Dwarf Axe is great for that too.
Yeah. We do have Edward up here on Hobbs. Not the character you want to see without, a spoon. Pretty much just a spoon. But yeah. Blues is going to take the fight, it looks like.
I mean, I would say this is decent experience, but who are we looking for experience on?
I mean, at least the bow and arrow here is going to clean the fight up in a hurry. Plague does take double damage, and Sid does a pretty good job there. We have a third character.
Yeah, I mean, having that third character is sometimes what makes the difference. And he has a dancing dagger just right behind him. Great.
Super convenient. Early game Edward, that is kind of what you want. You can stick him in the back row, try to give him any defense you can, and he'll still dish out, that 300-ish damage per turn.
Yeah. Plus now, just in case we run into a really nasty Evil Wall or a nasty Odin or something that for some reason we can't get through, we got Edward as a backup.
Yeah. Oh, he came with one anyway. Okay. It didn't even need the spare. Yeah, applying the back row glitch. I think we only have a diamond ring.
Nerukad got a rune ring, I believe, out of Evelyn, but...
And a protect ring, yeah, so...
Yes. That is not the... Sorry, that's not the boss we want to see in Watery Pass, or Waterfall. Just a water hag.
Yeah, Nerukad double checking. There are some places where you only get the one blue robe, even if it is the alt gauntlet. That's not one of them. You can tell that one just by looking at the sprite spawning in. But did want to make sure, just for future reference.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been nice if we could have gotten the gauntlet out of the way.
Well, I mean, it depends. Are we being nice, friendly commentators today? Or are we being evil, the runners must suffer commentators?
I mean, I'm always a fan of a little suffering.
Well, Water Hag, very easy boss at most places in the game. Even if it hits hard, you only have to bop it 3 times. King, Queen, Apple, another easy boss. Plague is a little tricky as a beginner, but once you really know all the tricks, is not very threatening. We're 3 for 3 on bosses that I think we'd like to see much later in this seed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, these are not the bosses you want to have at the beginning of the seed. Especially since we took all that time to power up Sid. Ooh, that is very, very nice. That is an Earth Crystal. It opens up the Tower Resort. That's cool. You know, we can do that later. The real big deal with that Earth Crystal is that Troya Treasury.
Oh yeah, there's a good chance that we're going to get enough quality loot from the Treasury to not have to worry about it later in the game. And as some runners say, getting your good loot early is great because it means you have it for more of the seed. The question though is, who on this team right now is really benefiting from it? So it's going to be more like helping them plan out what they want their party to look like than I think giving drastic improvements to the squad at the moment.
We could maybe get like an arty bow. That's probably the only thing that's really, really good for this. And maybe Power Shirt Zeus Gauntlets. It is max tier 7, so we can't see any big holy swords in here, but pretty much anything else is on the table.
Yeah. So let's open our eyes, see if we can keep up with Blues here and how quickly he loots this place.
I saw a samurai bow and a sword rope.
Samurai arrows for a little more damage on Sid, or is he already rocking those?
He might not have the samurai arrows. Yeah. I know one of our runners looted them.
But that was extremely meh. That was very meh. Like, no good weaponry. I mean, Life Staff's nice, Black Sword Grove are nice, but we don't have mages yet.
No. The samurai bow, I think, is the only real upgrade, and that's... It's not an arty bow. It's good, but it's not an arty bow.
You get the early... That's so annoying too. Everyone loves an early Earth Crystal. You think you're gonna, go get extreme power and just start running over the seed. And our restreamer, NG Dave, rolled a pretty bland treasury. So there we go. If we want suffering for the runners, well, we'll start with just a little disappointment.
Yeah. Blues, I think, is selling off a whole lot of the stuff that came out of that treasury, seeing what else we can find on this overworld, and it's... I mean, light arrows are good.
Yeah, a little anti-robot weaponry. If we run into Dr. Luge, they'll be handy. The lightning damage can be helpful versus Kenazo. And we've not seen a hammer yet for the former, so...
Yeah.
Anything that gives quadruple damage in certain fights has its handiness.
Not buying a stack of heal potions, how dare.
I haven't been keeping track. Did Blues maybe loot a few of them? Like, if I find 3 in the wild, I'd probably skip it, but...
I mean, I'm more upset because he has like 60,000 gold lying around in his inventory.
We are wealthy this seed.
We are very wealthy. There is no reason you can't afford 1,000 for heal pots. Nerukad, on the other hand, I will excuse.
Little crisscrossing, little checking some various shops, but it looks like Blues is running into our next potential key item check.
Yep, we are headed off to Fagul Defense. This is the next place, as far as the plot goes, after Antlion Cave and Hobbs, where we can get a key item and... Oh, hi!
I have never seen Wyvern use Slap before.
Amazing.
Honestly, pretty delightful. Clearly, it can apply both Silence and Curse status. What else does that ability even do, or is it just those 2 statuses?
I think there's a few different ones. It has Silence, it has Curse. I forget what the others... I feel like it can also do a couple of other status effects that we didn't get to see here, but... Yeah, it's the ability that the Liliths have on Mount Ordeals.
Gotcha. Yeah, a rare one. Luckily, though, doesn't look like this is really going to slow down this team too much. Silence does not impact your ability to Dancing Dagger. I don't think... I mean, Sid might have been cursed there. It may have just been that the silence is what appears on screen. But BluesEclipse through. Although... there are no unsafe flags in play here, so we know this is not the logical path underground.
And it is a legend sword, so that's not any path underground. But
Yeah.
half of Forge is cool.
Oh yeah, like you said, Cecil has some whammies, but also has some real nice rewards. So I'm sure our runners are going to be hungering for the adamant ore.
Absolutely. And that looks kind of like an adamant ore, but that's not an adamant ore on non-ordeals.
This is kind of a rude fight. Did Neru find Cure 2s anywhere?
I don't know. I don't think so. The Dancing Dagger will be actually decent for getting through, and it looks like we're taking out the attacker and going to try to out-DPS the CPU, the defender.
It's a rare thing to do in this fight, but it may be correct here. Again, I saw one Cure 3, but Sid ain't the speediest.
Yeah,
It's only
he can...
231 to go.
I think with him and Edward, we're out-DPSing the defender, but it is slow.
I guess it's better than White.
Yes.
Okay, there's a good shot. Okay. Sid has, I don't remember the numbers, but there are a couple of characters, I believe Sid and Rosa, who have higher crit rates than a lot of other characters in the game. And so Sid actually rolling one there, that's going to help move this along for sure.
Yeah, Cecil's not able to do that much because he's in the back row and the CPU is in the back row, which means that he is not very good at hitting things.
Ooh, 1190. Okay.
Yeah, that was a
This
great
worked
roll.
out very, very well for Neru. This is good. This is good
Oh,
for
yeah.
him. We'll see how Blues reacts upon seeing the orbs up here.
Yeah, should be a little bit better equipped on that Sid. Or at least a little bit more experience. Not sure if that's enough for any significant amount of levels.
Yeah, we'll see here. We do have a cabin to heal up between fights. Got some life potions, which aren't really going to help if you leave the attacker up. So yeah, this may end up being a little tricky for Blues as well.
Yeah.
Neru's strat was perfect, though. Very well done.
Yep. And oh, that is not the person you want to be sized.
If this fight stonewalls both runners, your request for Blues to have picked up heal potions will be remarkably prescient.
Listen, heal potions are just always useful.
I mean, we do have the mute arrows as well, and of course, charm arrows. Guards are vulnerable to charm. Mute arrows, you'll do quad damage, but we have, and of course, mute them if you don't outright kill them, if you time it right. Oh, and of course, we have the black sword. Insta-kill
We
if you
do.
time things right. So there's lots of ways through this fight. Let's see, see what happens. Oh.
It looked like nerukad at least had a heal potion, so...
Yeah. I don't think there was, or was there the rare they cast mini on tiny size? Size is the name of it in this game.
Size.
On said twice. That's also a fun thing to happen. Like, okay,
Yes.
please make me big again, please.
That was very nice of them. But now it is time to see what Cecil is going to have to deal with at level 1.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Neru has a spare dancing dagger or if it's just the one on Edward. That can definitely help you out here. We have other Cecil weapons as well, but again, at level 1, you're probably getting more damage out of dancing dagger procs, or not procs, uses than most weapons.
Yeah, I think you would need a big holy sword to really outpace the dancing dagger. Maybe a lightsaber does it? Maybe. And, well...
Oh. Well, the good news is a Starveil also solves this fight.
Yes! we just get to use Starveil. The bad news is we're gonna be here a while.
Oh, you don't have to dwarf axe here. You already had a bow and arrow.
No, you had a bow. You don't need to dwarf axe. You're good. Just throw that ogre axe on him.
Oh well, better safe than well. Okay. Okay. Ogre Axe is a perfectly serviceable Cecil weapon. I'm not sure the hits will do as much damage as the Dancing Dagger would, but the big thing here is just get your Star Veil up, I think, even with the weak spell power here.
I don't think you need to do much more than that.
Blues over here does get a silence proc on one of the guards with Edward swinging a mute knife. That's fun.
Very nice.
And Sid now is ready to slay. This is going to be big damage.
Yeah, Samurai Bow, mute arrows. Being out of the middle slot does not help.
Yeah. Rosa's aim command, shockingly quality in this video game. Why are all the bows so bad?
I don't know. The most accurate bow is as accurate as some of the least accurate other weapons. Like, the elven bow is supposed to be special because it's more accurate than most things, but it's less accurate than most of the spears and swords in the game. And only a little more accurate than the axes.
Yep. But nerukad is through. So we saw Wyvern at Fabul, Golbez here. We're running out of places we can get underground access.
Yes.
What even was the item here? It wasn't a key item.
No, it wasn't. I missed it. I guess we're about to see it on BluesEclipse side, so.
True.
Flurry our tracker, thank you so much for keeping us straight. It was a charm rod.
Pretty fun gear for both white mage. Well, charm rod for black mage. We had the life staff from the treasury for white mages, but no spellcasters really in sight. I mean, okay, Paladin Cecil, you can count him if you want to be pedantic.
Listen, as soon as Paladin shows up, he's going to be so happy.
He's a birthday boy. We got him all these presents.
Exactly. Looks like nerukad's gonna make a quick pit stop over at Mysidia to do some shopping. What are we looking for here?
We've not seen life potions or star veils yet, right?
I think life potions we saw in Troya?
Oh, right, because Blues has a stack of 20 of them. You're correct.
Yes. I don't think we've seen Star Veils. I guess a couple of exits can't hurt while Cecil is still trying to get some levels, but I don't expect that we're going anywhere where exits will be useful before Cecil learns it naturally.
Yeah, I think you're right. You find a Thunderclaw in the shop here.
Good to know about, definitely. Very useful.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, very useful if Edge or Young shows up.
Just on the slag set in general, they're the weapons that, we call I call the grind enablers. That Ogre Axe, that's one of them. Thunderclaw's a big part of that puzzle. Hammers can help if you don't have a better thing on Sid, so yeah, one of the things that you're usually hunting for.
Charm arrows. Especially if you can find them in a shop.
Yeah. Let's see. I think there's only the stack of 10 life potions here on Neru's side.
Yeah,
which
might not have bought those life potions in Troya.
Oh, could they have been in Fabul, and that's why Blues has them and Neru doesn't?
Maybe. We do see Star Veils in Baron.
Handy. Golbez is out of the way, but there's still a few other fights that you'll want to have those for.
Yep. I don't believe we've seen this Baron Inn character, so this will be exciting information on our party composition as we're heading towards the underground.
Yeah, and if this isn't progression in some form or fashion, we do have to go up Zot next, and that's a little scary with the team as it stands. Cecil definitely would like to get some levels under his belt, Sid can't do a lot versus some fights. Others he's great, but not all of them. And Edward is, well, you know who Edward is.
Yeah. But speaking of Palom, we found Palom. Hooray!
It's gonna be real funny when the second fight here is Valvalis, just to have all three of the K unsafe bosses.
That would be
out
great,
here.
especially since Val here doesn't get any magic defense, but we don't have a mage.
One dancing dagger at a time. There we go. Or wait, no. There's one for Cecil and one for Edward. 2 dancing daggers at a time would get it done.
Okay, it is just Mylon and friends.
Okay, very manageable. We should be getting our Black Mage added to the team soon.
Yeah, this is not going to pose any real threat to nerukad's team. Blues, it looks like, also setting up that Cecil slightly differently, does have that Ice Brand. And the Aegis, and is he going for, I think I saw an Aegis Shield?
That is one of the things that I really do like about the treasure settings on this flag set. I feel that it is very easy to find Aegis Shields, and I've been a fan of their utility for a long time, and I think a lot of other people are really getting into them on this flag set as well.
Yes. I have been a big Aegis Shield fan for a while, and I am so happy that everyone is actually using them. Like, yes, I would like my Cecil to never get turned to stone. And also resist mages.
Oh yeah, shrugging off the big hits from Asura and the Magus Sisters late in the game, very satisfying. So our runner's basically neck and neck. Blues is kind of up a Fabul check, but I think Neru overall has slightly better loot because of the time spent in Eblin earlier.
Yeah, I have to agree. Neru has just that little bit of extra power on this team, but Blues did use that time well and got through Fabul very easily. And as a result, is up that Legend Sword.
I do like the flipping Sid over to the Earthhammer here for the relatively weak multi-target Quake, but it does knock out 2 of the gas so that Cecil and Eddie can just focus on the Mylon. Clever remembering, oh hey, I have AoE options.
Yeah, and it looks like this is our underground access. That is a magma key.
And I didn't pay attention to the count. I think we only started with 1 Siren this seed, right?
I did not pay attention.
Okay. Because now you start asking, when am I going to spend this? Palom loves that XP infusion. Cecil wouldn't hate it either. We probably have Zot on the horizon because of the 2 characters there. So it's kind of like, when do I use this to actually get the most value out of it?
I think it's a little early now, but I wouldn't hate going up to Zot and then burning it after Zot.
It's a little tricky too, because of course Palom just joined, doesn't have levels yet. For him to contribute, like, okay, if he gets 1 level, you can bluff Ice 2, but that no one likes that.
No.
Stop is the better choice by far.
Yeah, it's really, that's what I'm looking for before I do an egg, is just give me access to stop, and then I will go do the egg. Because that will get him to Quake.
Oh no, life potions were here. We are buying our stack now. I think that was
Wonderful.
50. I think that'll be enough.
I hope so. I really hope this isn't the kind of seed that makes our runners use more than 50 life potions.
Only white mages available are behind the giant and behind a hook that is given by D-Mist at CPU. Something like that.
Oh no. The worst thing is that Baron Key is on the Rat Tail trade.
Hey, although we are getting some nice divergence here. Blues is throwing the Magma Key, gonna get underground access, and a couple freebies are on the horizon. Neru hadn't done the treasure yet? Okay.
Maybe not.
So maybe Neru's gonna go up the tower, maybe not. I don't know yet. I just didn't realize that he hadn't done the
Yeah.
treasury.
I mean, at least in this case, the treasury was not particularly good.
True, it did not really hold him back, but having to deal with inventory management now might. That is one of the
Yeah.
hard things when you are still like you still want 2 more characters on this team who aren't named Edward. What stuff do you keep around for them? What stuff do you go ahead and ditch? Although stacking up these life potions will also help quite a bit. There we
Yes,
go. That's
that's
nice.
so much more space.
Blue's going to Tomra. I thought we were going to see a trip directly to Job Dwarf based on some of the pre-race chatter, but a little
Yeah.
shopping on the menu as well.
It's like all they sell is orbs.
Asura and Odin. Our runners did find an Asura summon earlier, and there are definitely situations where you were thankful for it, but it has to be a very special kind of seed to spend
Yes.
money on an Odin summon.
Yeah, I don't think I can remember a single seed where I've ever felt like it was worth it.
Neru does commit to the trip up the tower.
This will be very interesting. I'm curious to see what characters we have available up here, and also how this party's gonna handle the Mega Sister spot.
Yeah, and of course, since we have found a way underground that didn't involve any of those so-called unsafe bosses, Val is lurking. She could be up here.
She could be anywhere.
Which, that does make me want to pull up the chart and see how much physical defense multiplier she gets up here. At her vanilla spot, she is bugged because of how the algorithm randomizes things. So she doesn't get defense there. At
But
the
I think
Maga
she
Sisters,
gets yeah, Mega Sister's Val is rough.
Yeah, 4 evade multipliers of, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not gonna be easy if she's up here. So fingers crossed that's not her. Anyone else?
I think in my first sort of brackets level tournament race, I had to deal with a Val at Mega Sisters early on, and I have not forgotten that feeling.
I have forfeited many community races where there was an early hook that would lead underground, but there was a Baron key, and then Val is sitting on the Baron throne with her 5 evade multipliers.
Yeah.
And like half the community in the race, like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm good.
Well, we did see nerukad do the Flame Dog chest, did get Zeus gauntlets, which is really nice.
Love that with Paladin Cecil, yeah.
Yeah, and just a Bahamut summon out of the Feymarch freebie.
You can find those just lying around in Eblin these days. That's nothing.
No, this is nothing special.
But yeah, love the Zeus Gauntlet. It gives, aside from the stat bonuses, strength and vitality, it also gives giant defense, which means that you don't have to really be that concerned with your MacGiant grind. If Cecil's on your team, he will cover pretty much everyone, take 1 damage, and you get your levels and you're happy.
Yes, it is very, very nice for that grind. You know what's not nice?
Buying at either Feymarch spot?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Buying at Leviathan.
Yeah, I mean, that's another fight where we'll be happy to have Cecil, though. We're going to want to put the heaviest possible armor on him, of course, but and unpleasant. And Odin at the speedy Asura spot with her spell power?
No, thank you.
Yeah, hard pressed to get that, even that 23,000 damage in before he just slices and dices you.
Yeah, and at that spot, I think the Zantetsuken is something like 3,000 damage. It's not gonna happen. You need to get the damage out first.
Lovely Bahamut here, rewarding Neru for picking up the extra Star Veils. Yeah, putting these up, fights free.
Very, very nice. And we did see black belts in the Feymarch armor shops for Blues, so that's really nice for his party, getting him that little bit of extra strength. And there's mute knives in the weapon shop.
Yeah, already found one earlier though, so doesn't
yeah,
feel
not
pick up a
not as exciting.
Yeah. I mean, I love that weapon. I love that weapon to pieces, but Yeah, no need to worry about shopping for anything there. Black Belt Gi is very nice. Love that strength bonus.
Oh, the Starveils wore
Oh!
off. Yeah, this spot is too slow for you to throw out the Starveils that early.
Yeah, but Nero will get it on the rebound. Just need to wait till it's down
Yes.
to like a 3 or a 2 count and then throw
Yeah,
them up.
just wait a little bit and then put the veils up and you'll be fine.
Blues not going directly for the Sheila 1 freebie. It is a bit of a hike. Instead heading to Dwarf Castle. Not healing up though. This may just be a peek and a shock.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be charging right into the dwarf fights. At least I hope we're not. Not many fights go well when you're at 1 HP across the board.
Ironically though, this Bahamut is one of them that can.
Yes! I think the other one that we've seen is Plague, and unfortunately Plague's gone.
Bandana's here if you also want more strength boosts, but they are pricey in 4.6.
Yes, they got a little bit of a price spike in the update, which they kind of deserve, but I was buying headbands anyway.
The charm resist is so nice on them. Hey, there we go. Starveil's active at the necessary moment.
Wonderful.
Bahamut goes down.
Palom learns stop. We can do our egg now.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a risk running up this tower, but it's looking like it's going to pay off very nice for Neru.
Yeah, this is going very smoothly for him. Blue's healing up with Cure 2s before, so it looks like might be heading straight into this Dwarf Castle check.
Yeah, I guess the shopping wasn't thrilling, so there's nothing to preserve by saving. And, oof, happy to have Sid here.
Or Edward.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, if you can get him hit fast enough. This is kind of a slow spot. Eddie can probably get away in time.
He'll probably be fine. He can hide.
What is the dark wave damage here, though? It's pretty high. That's pretty high.
It's like
attack, right?
3 to 400, I think. In that range,
Gotcha.
I want to say. We do see Porum and Rydia up at the top of the tower.
A darkness crystal would be pretty nice for this team.
That would be, yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, Cecil going down. 1 HP too many.
Just got a little outpaced here. I have no doubt that Blues will get this on the rebound, but some of these, the nuances of ATB causing wipes for both our runners tonight.
Yeah, these are things you don't really think about when you don't have the Sea Hero flag on and you can just have whatever agility and be fine. But some of these, just not having the anchor be someone you're used to is making things a little trickier.
Yeah, I think there's a pretty good argument here for putting that Dwarf Axe on the Paladin Cecil here, just to make it a lot easier for Sid to get his Cure 2 off, for Edward to get the hide off. But let's see if just we get it on the rebound.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to sort this out. And surprising no one, nerukad has ditched Edward.
Shocked. Hey, another good use for Starveils.
Yeah. A wonderful place to use some Starveils on these D-Lunars. Unfortunately, this Chocobo summon is not what you want to be doing here. And it looks like we're not going for Lunar Frogs because Cecil attacked.
It's fine. The front one is nearly dead. There's a little danger here, though. Like you said, though, Chocobo's not going to do any damage, but we'll make them heal themselves. And if we get Flare from Palom and Porum instead of Stardust, pardon me. This could get rough.
Yeah, looks like Blues got Edward hidden the second time, so we are fine.
again, Neru may want to take this D-Learner's fight just a little bit slower. The Cecil, I believe... Oh, no, Blue's side has Dragoon Gear on. I'm not sure about Neru's, but one
Yeah.
piece of Dragoon Gear kind of eliminates the threat here if you're just patient. In chat pointing out the high spell power inherent to the Valvalis spot as well. In vanilla, they really wanted her landing her weak spells and her raise, so that spot extremely high spell power.
Yeah, definitely makes those viruses counters rough at this spot. Blues does find an edge in Dwarf Castle, which will be very, very nice. We've got plenty of weapons for him to use.
Drain Spear getting thrown. Cecil should be able to do 708 damage here.
With the Ice Brand? Yeah.
I'm actually surprised it was that low with the Ice Brand, but, you know, it was enough.
He's not that strong yet. This is Cecil with less than 1,000 hit points.
True, true. So Edge is kind of a cool addition here, but I think long-term...
Long term, I do like nerukad's party better.
Yeah. Although that Sid can probably be exchanged for him.
Yeah.
A Sid and a Cecil and an Edge through the grind, 3 children to gain power overwhelming. I like it.
Oh, that, yes. 100%. Love that party. And what is the latest statement in dwarf fashion is wearing harps around your neck.
That does, at long last, unlock an objective our runners can do. We have gained this small collection of key items, but the Twin Harp, the first one that actually will light up the middle of the tracker.
Yeah. Blue's going to go probably set up Sheila 1 before doing that Twin Harp. I really like this route. Take all the damage going through Sheila, or going through Sylph Cave, go talk to Sheila, and then head over to the Twin Harp and get a full heal.
Absolutely. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh
Stop
no.
hitting the Lunars. Don't do it.
Do not hit the Lunars. Please.
Yeah, these viruses are about to be so nasty.
I don't like it.
And you
And
may also be
Flare is
learning
not
about
helpful.
Flare.
Oh dear.
It hit the worst 2 people possible.
My goodness, it's just... Cecil and Sid do not get to live anymore. It's fine. The twins just really were tired of the adults telling them what to do.
We're gonna hang out here with skeletal dinosaurs. It's like going to the Natural
Yeah.
History Museum. We don't want to leave. We don't want to go
No!
get food.
No, they want to see the dinosaurs. And they want to stay with the dinosaurs.
Ooh, hook from Sheila.
Very nice.
Although, none of those.
None of the
objectives
objectives
created by-
require the hook, but now we can turn in tails.
Yeah, can turn in tails if you're really... I mean, I think that Blues, after doing Twin Harp, will not have a problem going through Zod. And thus, will likely forgo even that character check.
I can't think of a character we'd really want at the hook route that would be worth it over the rest of this party with the Zot characters.
Yeah. If anything, I could see maybe trying to find camping supplies. We saw Ether 2s in Dwarf Castle.
Yeah.
Those are camping supplies.
So those are camping supplies. Maybe trying to find camping supplies. Maybe if you really feel strongly about wanting Rosa over Porum, but...
I feel strongly about that, but not that strongly.
Not
if I have...
No, you have a perfectly good party otherwise. Why would you check the hook character to see if you can swap your white mage?
Yeah. Which means that I suppose the nastiest possible option for our runners would be a Demus to be at either of those spots.
That would be fun, especially at King Queen.
See, I think it's actually a little more fun when you have it looming over your head. Like you do
Mm,
lower Babel and you see
you do,
Demus there,
and you
and
see it, and you're
know.
yes, that is also quite fun. You know there's something there, but is it really worth going through the whole hook route to get that one check?
All right, I don't want to see Annie punching. Do not
No
punch
punching,
the
please.
dinosaurs.
That's good advice, both for this fight and just for like real life.
Unless you're an action movie star, then you're
Yes. But if you're going to the museum seeing dinosaurs, don't punch the dinosaurs.
allowed. Oh, hey, harp time though. I'm
It
on mute.
is.
I'm gonna listen.
Yes.
Didn't
Well,
recognize that song, but it
that
was very
was
nice.
yes, that was some nice Octopath Traveler music. I believe it's
Oh,
the Cliftlands.
I still need to play that. I think it's been sitting in my Steam library for about 3.5 years now. Just a life staff, but we do get to light up number 6 on the tracker. But during that, poor nerukad, uh,
No.
bouncing off those D-lunars and electing to walk it out. Uh, for what it's worth, it's very unfortunate right now because we know that he's not adding those members to the team. We don't know if it's a necessary key item. Maybe it's irrelevant, and maybe this isn't going to hurt him too badly. But I think it's a good time to talk about, some strategical options for new players watching. Like, what are some of the options versus D-lunars in particular?
Well, one of the most common options that I've seen is throwing up a bunch of Star Veils, and at some point in their script, they'll go for a few punches. But at spots like Zot 2, where the punches aren't too bad and you can weather them generally, they will only use that fire ability once before they go for a breath attack. And their breath attack, if reflected, will hit them and turn them into frogs.
Yeah, very popular strat. It neutralizes everything they can do the rest of the fight. Another thing, there's only, I believe, 6,000 HP total
Yeah.
at that location, 3,000 apiece. If you do not do a physical attack, I will note that you can aim, you can power punch with Yang, you can jump with Kane. These are all fun. As long as you don't use the fight command, they're not going to put those walls up.
Yeah.
And even Palam's Fire 2 can
Oh,
help you get through that fight. So
Palam's Fire 2 would do wonders there.
yeah. The big thing I think is that if you are going to start swinging at them, you need to either have an extremely strong Cecil with a crystal sword that's going to hit for quad 9, so you're not worried about it. You need to be aware of the HP and the spell power at that spot. But yeah, there are strats, and hopefully, this will be a learning experience and it won't be, too painful. Hopefully, honestly, there's no key item at the end of that, and things are going to still, be very exciting anyway.
Yeah, for Nerukad's sake, I very much hope that that's not going to be required. It does look like Blues is leading Palom down to prepare a slingshot.
I do like that. It'll be interesting if he decides to continue this once he gets the characters up here. Because the thing about having 3 mages is you can only slingshot 2 of them. So the question is, which 2 would you slingshot in this situation?
Honestly, probably Palom and Rydia.
I like it. Nuke is the faster spell compared to White.
Nuke, it's the stronger spell usually. It's just... And, like, I'm more likely to really need that Berserk and Blink just through the course of the seed. I don't really... Quake is nice, but I can get by without it.
Yeah, I think I like that. I think use the Siren to get Porum up and running. Porum, Cecil, and Edge take care of all the current things you have to deal with. I will say there's might be one exception though, and that's that we know there's a Baigen down in the Fey March, and we know there's an Odin down there.
Yeah.
We might need Quake and Lightning 3 to get through those fights.
I mean, if I'm leaving a Black Mage up in this situation, I'm leaving Rydia up.
Really?
We have a Bahamut Orb.
Oh, I forgot about Bahamut. Yeah, okay, that will absolutely take care of the Baigen situation. Yeah.
I am not leaving. If we have a Bahamut Orb, Rydia is staying up.
Yeah, you're right.
If I have to leave one of the Black Mages. I know that slingshotting her is really, really nice. But Bahamut.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, I had forgotten about the Bahamut summon, and that definitely plays very, very relevantly with that Baigen down there.
Yeah, I wouldn't even leave her up for Leviathan.
Yeah, let's see. Let's go see how much, just while we're retracing each runner's steps here, let's go take a look and see what the arms have on that Baigen at Leviathan. Because even if you did have Quake, you probably have to bluff quite a few times before it starts one-shotting them.
I think they're well over 3,000.
Just shy of it, 2917. So...
Okay.
That feels like a good Bahamut range, especially with that Tiara on her.
Oh yeah, easily. Rydia's going to be able to do that very easily. I do want to give a shout out as well to our restreamer Enjadave for rolling the seed, putting on all of the things behind the scenes. Flurry doing our tracking for us, making sure that we know where things are. Thank you so much. And of course, shout outs to our runners. Without them, there would be no restream.
Oh, I forgot that Neru hadn't done the full 1 fight yet, so everyone's about to get slapped again, which is still as funny as it was the first time.
Yeah.
No, don't kill the Wyvern yet.
Okay. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it can inflict
paralysis. Oh, okay.
It can inflict paralysis.
The fact that isn't one of the ones that procced on Blues earlier was ridiculously lucky then. I don't think this is doable with the then DKC Sid and Eddie that he had, if that had gotten any of them.
No. But... Oh my goodness.
Blues has elected to let all the children take naps until he figures out who he wants to gain levels, it looks like.
That is a strategy. Ooh, and unfortunately Blues got only the breath reflected onto the front frog, which means that the front frog couldn't use breath. Which means what you want to do is hit the front frog exactly once, just so that it fails to cast wall, and then the back to winner will destroy it.
Yeah. So
dinosaurs and frogs are not friends.
But yeah, even though we didn't get this other one turned into a frog, and thus it's still a little dangerous, it will counter everything with flame, as well as doing flame on its own. It's not going to be casting those viruses, at least, which is a massive...
much better. And yeah, it looks like Blues is keeping that Porum up.
Yeah, like you said, all things being equal, I think I do like the White Mage coming up to get both Black Mages slingshotted. But the question is, Are we going to need their help to get through Feymarch? That's what I'm still thinking about here.
Yeah, Feymarch is definitely out there. Out there as a check, as a looming check. We're hoping, the runners are hoping for darkness without having to go through that Feymarch. And that's just a strength ring.
That is very, very good for Neru. Not having gotten, like, the big thing I think that nerukad needs to do here is do not go back to Zion.
Never go back. It's dead forever.
Yeah, if you've bounced off of a place that badly, you're throwing away good money after bad if you try to go back there.
Yeah.
So
never get the Zeus Gauntlet out of the Flame Dog. That's already better than the Strength Ring. We don't need to go there.
you got the real prize. It's okay. I mean, the real prize. Oh, we had 2 sirens to start. Okay, pardon me.
The real prize is the mages. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. The children make a. Oh, I guess. Yeah. The mages, so good.
Are we slingshotting Rydia and Palom on the egg?
I don't hate this. Again, we don't have a Darkness Crystal yet. Blues has already done Dwarf. Knows that your choices are Keyless Tower, hunting a Demist in silly places, or that Feymarch. I think he's looking at it all hands on deck, and then if he wants to slingshot later, he'll set it up a second time, perhaps.
Yeah, no, I see that. We're gonna get 23 levels for Rydia, 16 levels for Palom, well past Quake.
And Neru, understandably, would like a character. Didn't get the 2 from Zod, and we have a Kayn down here.
I'm not sure what weapons we've seen for him, but that's not bad.
Yeah, and of course, Val is still looming, and without extremely high levels, you may still want to break her out of her spin, and Jump's the only move that does that.
Yeah, definitely a useful character to have along on the team.
The real wild play that I think you could be justified in making at this point, after having bounced off Zot like that, we could have seen a peek at King Queen Evelyn for a Demos there. Leave your
That
save
would have
in the cave.
been very spicy.
It could definitely change the outcome of the race, especially if there's a Darkness Crystal there.
Oh my goodness, that would be amazing.
Yeah. But this is the far more reasonable thing. Hey, even get an Ogre Axe on the way out. Kane's happy with an Ogre Axe.
Yeah. Blues is heading up Keyless Tower, which, I mean, with our options, yes, I like this.
Yeah. It is a K main check instead of a K summon check. But more importantly, that Feymarch is terrifying. I think exhausting your other options is probably the smart play here.
Yeah, I think we'd be hard pressed not to go everywhere else except for maybe checking that King Queen spot.
Yeah, exactly.
That one's a little out there.
That's very reasonable. I don't think Blues has a Thunderclaw, but this spot, you're gonna chop enough tentacles off to outpace it. It's fine.
Yeah.
They're doing a little fishing.
Ooh, just a mysterious octopus at the top of the tower. It's fine. It swims through the mechanical tower?
It's it has the phasing superpower. It's like Shadowcat.
Right, yes. That makes sense.
First Alert does summon a Stone Man. I think Palom does no stop, but Neru may be interested in just getting a couple more levels here as well before going up the tower the rest of the way.
Maybe this team's not very leveled, and ooh, Palom. was, I think, trying to cast that on the Stone Man, but was just a little late.
Yeah, and the alerts, relatively high magic defense, definitely coming into play here. I think maybe popping one of the sirens would have been a little more expedient, but maybe we pull something juicy out of the chest.
Who knows? It could be something really great. You never know until you open the box and fight what's inside.
Meanwhile, Blues' paladin doing paladin-y things. I see 3 very wounded children, and Cecil shrugging off everything that Octomammoth throws at him.
Yep. And Edge is doing all the work.
Virus on Neru's Palom, that's nice. A glass hat, a little extra physical defense, not the worst thing. Oops, all my abs. They're all on floor 1 somehow, even though there are only 3 boxes.
Well, it's going to be the 3 here and then the very first one on the next floor.
Okay.
This one summons chimeras.
Kind of gross. I hated these things as a kid. I did not really understand how to properly deal with them. Like, why do they absorb HP from every summon I throw at them? All I want to do is cast summons.
They absorb all the elements, that's why.
Yeah. It makes sense now. I just thought the animations were cool.
That is very fair. What do you mean coolest animation doesn't do the most damage?
Tisk, tisk. That's huge.
That is, yes. Oh my goodness, we have a Baron key at the top of tower.
So that's 2 more objectives, and more importantly, you don't have to worry about that Fey March for another 10, 12 minutes.
Yeah. We'll just have to worry about whatever horror is in Baron Basement.
I would note that it's a little sad that Neru hasn't gone to Dwarf Castle yet, because Neru did pick up that Thunderclaw in Mysidia,
Yeah.
and it would be really nice for Edge to be swinging that when we do get up to the squid up top.
Mm-hmm.
Also be nice for all these alerts.
Yes. Would make this whole sequence through the tower so much faster. Hey look, we remember Flame Dog? It's Flame Dog again.
Also, this was the first chest on floor 2. That is 3 of them in the first 4 chests. Like,
Amazing.
I have. I wonder where Blues is gonna go. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, we all know. That Earth Hammer is really nice for these alerts as well.
Yeah. You know, I will say another thing on this flag set. I think I have seen more stays in the various inns of the world than I have
Yes.
in a lot of flag sets before. I mean, do you count the Baron Inn for the free stay you get after making the key item check? I don't think I do. I think
No.
you have to pay the GP for it to count as a real inn stay and
Yeah.
to be.
Oh, 100%. It does not count unless you pay the GP.
Who gave us our starting key item? Do you remember?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, good. We get to be surprised though.
Yay.
Another Sork rope.
Flurry will be surprised. If we don't remember who the first boss was, that at this point we can be surprised too, because our runners have likely forgotten.
It has been an hour.
It's been an hour. There's been a lot of other information that the seed has thrown at them.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Edge is great for this.
Edge is great. Palom's great. Rudy with Bahamut's great.
Any of those things, yes.
Yeah, I think that just Murasame and a Mute Knife and Flame kills this just fine. But you know,
we need to make sure.
Oh, I think the Quake's gonna beat Bahamut. I wanted Bahamut.
No,
Okay,
there's
good.
Bahamut. Good.
I guess there was enough from the Calbrina entering the queue to get the spellcast to tick down before the pointer came back to the good guys.
And we needed every single one of those like 7,000 to 8,000 damage points on each of those dolls.
Just for version 5, we just need the devs to add the Final Fantasy X Overkill bonus. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad place for Evil Wall. We were talking early in the seed how there were all these relatively nasty bosses, or relatively easy bosses at early spots. But Evil Wall was one of the ones that you're kind of scared that's still pending. But this spot, no problem.
Yeah, this is fine. We're gonna summon a Dragon God, and the Dragon God is going to destroy the wall. And then the walls will start collapsing in the cutscene, but that's fine. That's different.
We're just doing some castle remodeling. You know, this place has been standing here all these centuries. We just really need to brighten the space a little bit. Install a nice little sunroom here behind the throne.
Yeah, open up get some sun into this throne room. Make this hallway that leads to the throne room narrower and decorate it with some statues. It's way too empty right now.
Here's our first dupe of the seed. Porum showing up at the Baron spot. That's good for Neru, of course. Could not get Porum out of Zot, so that should be the first white mage that he runs across.
Yeah, Neru getting access to that white mage will be very, very nice. And that was a sword and a statue of Leviathan? Or at least that NPC.
Yeah. Let's see, there's Leviathan, there's the Chamberlain,
probably
Evelyn,
the Chamberlain.
And
there's our Darkness Crystal, we are spared.
Alright, the siege just got blown up, and there's only one objective gated by that, of course, but again, the big thing is you don't have to do either of those absolutely brutal Fame Arch fights before you have your grind access. Those are not welcoming.
Yes. Was gonna go check on the Baron basement real quick. Maybe this is a boss that's relatively easy to beat, and I don't think I'm really worried about getting the key item out of here otherwise. We're only sitting at 7 key items. There is a demist.
Oh, the double
okay.
maybe?
I could be convinced.
This is really a tricky situation. We were talking earlier about the key item count and everything. The thing is that this team can beat nearly any fight. I mean, there's a question of how speedily you do it. But we have Bahamut, you know, Palom has Virus and Quake, Edge can dish out physical damage while Cecil covers everyone. If this gives a key item for the throne and a key item for the Demist, I all of a sudden really don't want to do MacGiants yet. I really want to do
especially if one of those key items leads to something.
Pan here just kind of... Pan for me
Pan is,
yes,
I'm going to do Pan. I don't care if Demus doesn't give me an item. If I get the Pan, I'm chasing that immediately.
Yeah. We still have Rat Tail that can be turned in for another key item check without having to do dungeons. Yeah. Tower Key's pretty speedy to do, and the fact it's an objective.
Oh yeah, just go ahead and knock that out real quick. Luca Key's really the only one that's kind of stinky.
Interesting. I think Blues is trying to set up a slingshot again. We have damned the children on purpose. That
is interesting. We're gonna use this experience to try and get the other 3 a bit further ahead.
I don't know how I feel about that. It feels like this is a fight that's gonna take a very long time without some black magic helping you out.
Yeah. And this is not worth that much experience. It's only 18,000. And since Palom and Rydia got that slingshot, I think they're already ahead level-wise.
Oh, and this Edge is Zerked, isn't it? Oh, isn't he?
No, he's not.
Okay, that was just queued up beforehand. Okay,
yes.
yeah, there's the...
It's okay.
I was gonna be like, oh no.
No, it's okay. This is still going to be a bit of a slow fight with just these three.
Yeah, throwing the Mage Masher does a little more than just swinging, but
Ugh. Not a lot more. Oh well, this is a doable fight. It will just be a little bit.
yeah. So at this point, Neru's missing the only key item that Neru is behind is the Twin Harp from Dwarf Castle. So very close here, and we'll see. As in, I think Blues is bleeding time here. Absolutely, I think there are better ways to try to get your team set up for the grind, and even maybe just you're so strong, just get 10 key items before doing it. Bahamut can carry you. So
Yeah, just go take a look at like Cave Bahamut or something on the moon. Because you do have that option. You could probably get through one or two of those moon fights, especially Cave Bahamut.
yeah, but okay. In all fairness, I would not go to Feymarch looking for 10 key.
No, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, that one is.
Feymarch
here we
is
go.
happening either never or after the grind, and oh, neat, a Dragoon hat.
Well, things are looking definitely more in favor of the grind option after that, but D-Mist might, give something interesting.
If D-Mist has the pan,
Yeah.
that's all we need.
So that's Baron Castle Basement. Blues up to 3 objectives, but Neru's going to be coming in hot right behind.
Gonna be able to knock this Liberate Baron Castle objective out, and Bill has access already to the Baron basement. Not sure if he'll do it.
Big thing here is that Neru is about to get that base level Porum, and may want to try to get her online first, because white mages, they're great.
Blues is setting up the grind before checking D-Mist.
Oh, you gotta go check your freebie.
Yeah, it's not getting any faster. Walking to Mist takes the same amount of time if you do it now as it will after the grind.
The other thing I'm wondering here is, was that enough XP to put Palom and Iridia at the right range? I don't think it was.
I don't think so.
Yeah, and our restreamer NG Dave pointing out that the other part of that is you really run the risk of forgetting it. Like if we go do our grind and then we go do the vanilla ribbon room, that'll be another 15-20 minutes from now, and when you fly back to Blue Planet, are you going to remember that you fought DMS?
Probably not. Probably not until I clear that Feymarch and then wonder where my progression is.
Oh, I tried to see those levels. No, okay. The other thing, did Blues buy enough life potions earlier? I know Neru did. Neru bought so many life potions.
Blues bought a few. I don't know if it's enough, but Blues has some.
I'm also wondering if Blues will run back into town here and see the Thunder Claw for sale. Because right now, I think it's like Cecil with an axe and...
I think he's got Mura Charmclaw.
Charmclaw. Gotcha, okay.
So we have something.
It's okay.
It's not as good as Thunderclaw, but it works.
And chat, in case you're wondering, the Charmclaw is a base accuracy of 50. Thunderclaw is what, 90? Or is it one of the 80s?
80.
I forget. It's 80.
Elementals are 80, Poison and Cat are 90, and Charm is 50.
Yeah. It's real bad for some reason. But it will give you your quadruple damage for every hit that you do manage to land, however many that may be.
Both Thunderclaw and Charmclaw will hit a weakness, or ×4 weakness on those MacGiants, but Thunderclaw being much more accurate makes it better.
And our restreamer, again, putting out Blues bought 20 life bots. That with what we started with is probably enough.
Yeah.
You're still gonna want to do like with these levels and this race, you're gonna want to do like 14 plus 14 here, which may take a hot minute.
Yep, and nerukad is going to take on this D-Mist, and one cold mist and Porim is on that ground.
Spell power a little nasty here. I
Yeah.
do wonder, like, because of course Free Enterprise preserves the Odin script, where after the third, while queuing the third Zantetsuken, you can insta-kill him. How are you supposed to survive to that in the vanilla game?
I don't know.
Like-
That's a really good question. How are you supposed to survive to that while not having enough damage? Oh, jumping.
Okay, I guess in the Japanese version you would have had Thor rages and Zeus rages and Blue Fangs, so that you could
Yeah,
jump
so you
twice
could
with
do it-
Pain and then use one of those. But the US version, I gotta jump, I have to life Rydia, I have to cast Lit 1. That's so many so many balls to have up in the air.
Yes. Well, just equip the Thunder Spear. That totally exists. And cast Slit 2. Just like the Flame Spear and the Blizzard Spear, there's
They
gotta be
gave
a
you a
Thunder
flame and a
Spear.
blizzard, but no thunder. And now you're making me mad.
They didn't put any Thunder weapons in this game. Except the Thunder Claw. Like, why?
That is...
There's a Fire Sword and an Ice Brand, but no Thunder Sword.
Someone complained that. Like, we got the Coral Sword, right, in Final Fantasy V, and then...
It's an easy type.
Oh, really? Okay.
The Coral Sword, I believe, is an easy type.
Well, after this, we got our lightning weapons. I'm sure someone wrote to Squaresoft in 1992 in Japan and said, hey,
You
Hey.
forgot Thunder weapons.
I like zapping things.
Why make everything weak to Thunder if you're not going to give us Thunder weapons?
Oh, Garen in the chat, lit arrows. We want lit arrows on everyone, bows for everyone. Sorry, Kane, not you.
Mhm. Let Kane do thunder damage. They should have just made the Dragoon Spear Lightning Elemental. It already has the sound effect.
That's true. That's true. Well, Blues is doing the grind, and Nera's gonna knock this D-Mist out before probably getting his on as well. Just want to let y'all know that upcoming restreams, we do have Rybon and Scratch Dragon, both 1-0 in their group, coming up on Free Enterprise 2 soon. That is tonight, in fact. Tomorrow, we already have some scheduled as well. We have Cubs Rule versus Lord Goober at 4 Eastern on Free Enterprise. And Tall Grant and me. This wasn't meant to be self-promotion, but that one is on Free Enterprise 2 tomorrow at 10 p.m. So
Surprise, it's self-promotion.
didn't mean to... Well, hey,
No,
you're
no.
commentating the 4 o'clock.
I know, I'm
there we go.
commentating tomorrow, so it's fine.
Yeah, there. We'll all self-promote.
Yeah.
It's good for everyone.
That evens it out.
So fun races coming up. The next both more tonight and tomorrow.
Absolutely.
I do like the Blues is having all hands on deck here, letting the children, Rydia and Palom both help here with viruses. It's
Yeah.
not a ton of damage, but I think it is enabling this to be a one cycle through the team instead of having to do it, 2 or 3 times with
Yes.
Edge and Cecil.
The fewer punches you have to deal with, the better. Even if you can handle them. Nerukad does get through that D-Mist, gets that Dragoon helmet. And will Nerukad check Rydia's mom?
That's the big thing I'm wondering. Like, because pan here into something like Tower Key
Oh
plus
god,
Rat
Pan is-
Tails.
Oh my goodness, and Pan and Tower Key would both be objectives.
Yeah, like there's a lot of options on the table.
Yeah. And if this gates more than 2 objectives, that's really bad for Blues.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, like, during your MacGiant fight, like, that's one nice thing about having, the grind fight. it gives you time to think about what your plans are for the rest of the seed, what's left on the table, what you might be overlooking. So I guess that's one big tip I can give folks is don't just zone out during your grind. This is really great thinky time to go ahead and figure out how you want to route the seed, how you're going to do even like your Zeromus fight. So
Yeah, this is a great time to make a plan. And then follow that plan. So you have less thinking to do later.
uh-oh.
Oh.
All right.
My.
It's an objective. You know, it's a relatively free fight. You gonna go do that?
Yeah. Yes.
I'd go do that.
We go do that. Even though nerukad is a little further away from that 10 key items. No, that might actually be the difference. Nerukad doesn't have that twin heart.
Don't go to the city and don't.
But I feel
so
like
much to live for.
yes, let's do that. What if it's the pan?
I really would love to see the tower key play here. Like, hopefully this is just, I need to launch this anyway. I really want the tower play here.
I am very much a person, though, that is like, ooh, I have more things that are reasonably doable on the blue planet. Let me do these.
Yeah. Like, it's one thing if you know that you're about to go fight 3 or 4 moon altars, then yes, grind away. You're going to want those nukes, you're going to want the Holy and the Cure for, but that tower key... And if Blues forgets D-Mist altogether, like, ooh, I want to know what's there. I want to know now.
Yes. Because that could be so important.
Ooh, a Quake cast coming from Blues here.
Interesting.
Maybe just to weaken the Searcher.
Yeah.
It maybe knew it wasn't going to kill and just wanted to go ahead and get ready for the kill.
Yes, I mean, Quake is not going to kill here. It's the Searcher has something like 5,500 hit points.
Yeah.
Oh, we are getting the tower key.
Thank you! Okay, good.
Good. Yes, raised the whale, took a free heal inside, and then went to the tower key. Thank goodness.
Yes, okay.
Also, I have no idea where those Artemis arrows on Sid came from, but we have Artemis arrows.
They were, if I had to guess, I'd guess they were probably from one of the alerts that we didn't see the drop for earlier.
Probably. This is exciting, though.
Yeah, this can turn the entire, like, tenor of the seed around. Like, it felt after that bouncing off of Zod, even though there wasn't anything required there, it felt like Blues had kind of seized control, but this is Neru's chance to take it back.
Absolutely, and Neru, I'm sure, is feeling very behind after that bounce, especially since it took so much time. And if this can pay out with another objective, that could be absolutely huge, and Neru might not even know that. Because how often is someone going to just forget to check D-Mist?
Well, you say that.
I do, yes.
I've done it. Don't lie.
I've done it. That is, it looks like a grind done, though.
Let's see. These Iridia spells incoming. There's Quake and Stone. Not
Nuke. Nope, none of the big ones.
Palom only
just
gets
a week.
Alright. I mean, there's enough XP pending in the
Forum
scene.
Up to Cure 4.
Yeah. And again, I think this team was already capable of beating nearly any fight thrown at it, with minor exceptions. So they'll still be fine, it's just not quite as speedy as, you know, having Nuke online would be.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll definitely be able to get enough experience, especially with the Ribbon Room objective. That's basically an extra 300,000 experience right there.
Yeah. Blues is going to the moon. Danger, danger. D-Mist has
dear.
the tower key.
And this tower, if this tower key has the pan, that is really bad.
Every minute not turning that in, your brain is getting further and further away.
And it does, yeah, Blues didn't have any MP left on those mages, so that is a great reason to stop the grind.
Oh yeah, and got real close, and the team needed the extra power. I mean,
Yeah,
didn't
oh
need
yeah,
need, but
this is plenty of power to get through the moon, and you probably won't have to go back.
yeah, it's adequate. It's not the dream, but it is far from the worst possible situation. Pan being on Neru's side, that might be the worst possible situation for Blues.
Hey, you could have had Rosa. That's a Lucatius,
Interesting.
not a Pan.
It's not an
And Neru...
objective.
No. But
I like it.
You do get to see the item before you fight the boss.
I like chasing it. I really do like going for that
I
here.
really like running it. Like, you can just leave a save right outside, go chase it real quick. You don't have to fight the boss to see the item. And we've already seen Demus. That was what led to this whole chain.
Yeah.
So you don't have to stick around if the item's bad.
And I think this is one of those things that when you are in a racing environment and you know you bounced off of something like that, you have to start thinking, what kind of play can I make that, you know, can reverse my fortunes? And I think this is one of the ones that absolutely
This
can.
is absolutely it. Yeah, commit to this chain. Chase it, see what's down here. I mean, the other option is trying for that pay march, although I really hope it doesn't come down to that.
Yeah. The biggest risk of this is a rat tail that leads to nothing. That's the big danger of this.
That is, yes. But that's really, at this point, the only key item that isn't either value in the form of an objective or terminal.
Yeah, yeah. It just tells you to reset. That's the only one that
Yes.
leaves things in limbo, yeah.
Everything else will either say reset or you need this, go walk, get this out of here. Go take it.
Blues heading on down to B7 directly to that ribbon room.
Yeah, I see. I mean, not very close to that 10 key items, so definitely makes sense to just go straight for the objective and then clear out the bottom and see what's down here.
Yeah. Door number 1.
It's Antlion.
That's a little... You do wish you had Nuke here, but this team can also handle it just fine.
And that's the wrong tail.
Yeah, that's a bit of a whammy. But maybe keeping it just in the hope of getting to 10?
I mean, if he does dwarf.
Pinktail puts Neru at 9.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Pinktail is 9, and Neru knows he has dwarf, he has Zot.
Oh, don't go back to Zod. Don't do that.
No. No, please don't. Please do dwarf.
Yeah.
But don't do Zot. And Pinktail could be a Holy Sword for Cecil.
Yeah, yeah.
Or an Avenger for Kane, or Dragoon Lance, or all sorts of good things.
Yeah. And Pale Dim, not too threatening of a fight here. A little annoying, but not like
No.
I'm in danger kind
No,
of situation.
definitely not. And we've got Warp on the kid, I think.
Yeah,
So we
should be
can get
level
out of here.
29 by now.
We should be able to get out of here quickly.
Yeah. Blues, meanwhile, putting Bahamut to work, utilizing that blink spell to avoid the big punches from the bug.
I mean, if you don't have Nuke, Bahamut works very well.
Yeah.
This Antlion is not having a good day.
More Bahamut. But
Mhm.
Bahamut is kind of pricey, though. I wonder how Blues is doing on MP restoratives.
Ooh, yeah. I don't think we saw him pick up any camping gear.
Yeah. I think there's been like a couple of wayward cabins, but not like a stack to keep you going here underground. Or under the moon. Ooh.
Package is good. That is...
Blues would be in go mode if he had checked the D-Mist before doing all
Oh,
this.
yeah, that is rough. which means that Neru's gonna, if Neru goes and does Dwarf, Neru's gonna be a really good place.
Yeah, yeah. Because Dwarf will give Magnus, will give 10 key items to start getting double XP.
And then it's grind and do the ribbon room, and there's your go mode.
Yeah. So we know Blues will not be finding the tower key here on the moon. So it's looking for either the pan or the adamant. Either of those will
Yes.
put him in go.
Nylon C, not the worst thing to find up here.
Oh no, you don't even feel too bad. Well, Meteo's a little slow. Fire 3 will also get your quad 9s here. But, you know,
Yeah.
Meteo's fun, I suppose.
I guess. We gotta show it off. Palom just learned how to do it.
Oh, get that Charm Claw off of him. Here we go.
Yeah, that full
Get that
moon.
double damage.
Yes, double damage. Absolutely wonderful.
Neru finishes off that Pale Dim. Gets, I think, a little mini slingshot on Porum here. 7 levels.
Yep, Palom just learned warp, so perfect timing. We came in here without warp, but he got warp in here, so it's all good.
Yep.
I'm gonna take care of some spell rearranging right now, since we gotta go into the menu anyway for warp.
Oh, yeah. Your best cure, your blink, and your burst. Very, very important for your white mages. And Blues gets the kill with Meteo. A little bit of swag over here.
Nice.
Just a power shirt, though.
Yeah, I mean I don't think he had one, so that is nice, but not what we're looking for.
Yeah, anything we gotta kill through physical attacks, we'll be happy to have that, but not the go mode yet. It does have 2 cabins. That ought to be fine.
Okay, yeah, you'll be
Yeah.
fine. We have enough healing for the moon, sure.
Well, I'll gauntlet.
Yeah,
Eh.
it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you only need the healing. If you're healing up before Masa Altar, you do Masa Altar, then go off and do Crystal Sword Altar. You might need a heal between them, but then you're probably exiting out, and you can heal at the whale.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll be seeing the pink pill turn in here.
I think
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
It's another one of those things that can reverse your fortunes a little bit. A really good weapon here would help Neru out a lot to make up some of this ground.
Oh, hello, Vanilla Ogopogo.
I was gonna be like, you know, of all the bad bosses to be at Ogopogo, Ogopogo is definitely one of them.
Yeah. Ogopogo is one of the bad bosses here. Most bosses are fine in their vanilla location.
This might end up being a reset. This is
Yeah, this is
really-
Ooh, this is really rough. Oh, nerukad, no.
Neru
No.
can go moon. Just don't go
Okay,
giant.
yes,
don't go giant.
giant. Okay, moon is fine. Moon is fine. You can go moon. You can check something on the moon for a key item. That's okay. Just
Yeah.
please don't do your grind with 9 key items.
Not after the time you just spent. At this
Not
point, it's
after all
like
that time.
you have to commit to it. You know?
Yes. You've been dodging the grind for so long, you just have to. An hour and 30 minutes in, you should not be grinding with less than 10 key items.
It looks like Blues has recovered this nicely. I was worried that Porum was going to be overworked here, but everything looks like it's come together nicely.
Yeah. It's doing alright. Edge and Cecil are doing a great job of keeping Zerks going.
Oh, I don't like to see that Neru still has both Sirens left. I think that those would have
Ooh,
been better used a lot earlier in the scene,
yeah.
just to
I-
get the your
get
power.
get the power started.
Yeah. But if you do get to 10 key items, you have a Dragoon Lance, Gold
Yeah.
Dragons back on the table, get a nice little double
Ooh.
life glitch. Hey, hey,
Absolutely.
that could be your grind all on its own.
We're buying Cure 3s here on the moon. Don't hate that.
I do wonder if Neru's going to take this Rosa or not. Won't really need the Cure 3s with 2 good white mages, but I guess getting them both going is a little tricky too.
Yeah, I think we probably... Porum's already got Blink. I think it's almost a little too late.
Yeah. We are going to Cave Bahamut. Getting a little cheeky on the routing. Let's see if this ends up paying off.
Mike, I think is... It looked like was going for those sirens there, but...
I think it was just wanting to rearrange and get those Cure 3s up. We saw the sort function come in, so...
Yeah. Blues did get Nuke and White on the twins, at least, off of that Oko.
Yeah, but just a White Lance. Still not the go mode that Blues is looking for. Gonna hoof it up to the Wyvern altar, of course.
I mean, there's a very good chance that everything else we need for go mode is just in the Fame Arch.
You know what the funniest thing is? The fact that if Blues goes and activates the package for the objective, he should see Rydia's mom sitting on the ground there.
That
and
is
give it away.
That'll be amazing.
Like, oh, right! And you guys are getting something.
Missed. Oh, very, very easy Cave Bahamut fight, and this is Asura not the worst.
Nah, we see the Mute Knife going on edge. That'll be a big damage. And Cecil might still have an Aegis Shield on, in which case, you know, covers all you need.
Unfortunately, Cure 4 is still Cure 4.
Also, yes.
But if we can get Kane to the second phase of this Dark Elf is not going to be having a good day.
Oh, yeah. I just love quad damage numbers, and I love the Dragoon Spear sound effect.
Yes. It's so wonderful. And, well,
in turning the White Mage into a pig.
It's fine, we already zerked Kane.
Okay, alright. Asura down, and Blues gets.
Rat tail.
Interesting.
Okay, that's another option.
Still looking for Pan or Adamant. And are we leaving? I'll note Rydia still needs one more level for Nuke, so are we going chest hunting?
Maybe.
Where are we going? You didn't open that
I don't
one.
know. We did all the altars.
I don't think Blues has a Siren left either. I think Blues used both of his.
Yeah. Are we opening a box?
Are we taking random encounters in the Pink Puff room?
No, we have a Siren.
We have one left. Oh!
We have one Siren, okay.
Okay, that's on me. I'm sorry. I thought
okay,
that they were all
Double
the same.
King reuse. Yep, great.
We have weak on both the children, so as long as we don't get double blitzed or entangled, well, you won't get entangled unless you take a swing. Should be fine. Porum showing off her lightning resist. Yeah, this will get you to nuke on Rydia.
This fight for Nerukad's going a little bit pear-shaped.
Oh yeah, the Kane got bopped.
Knocked down. And now down goes Porum. Sid's got some white arrows, so that gets him through.
Really would love to see a Pan here into Adamant. That would really help Nero.
That is also very nice.
But I don't think it's going to swing things at this rate.
No. Not
Blues
what we're looking for.
Electing to leave, not going to look at the Murasame altar. Did pick up the rat tail. Does have the package. I wonder if the package maybe made him remember the Demus.
Maybe.
Like we talked about just seeing Rydia Mom on the ground, but maybe you look at your items, you're like, oh yeah.
Maybe he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Mist, turn in the package. Oh right, Mist. Demist.
They're resting up. Vehicle shuffle.
Yep, gotta move the vehicles around so that you're in the right place. And he's going back for Mist.
Okay, all right, that'll do it.
Yep, Blues has remembered Mist Village. Is going to go check Demist.
We'll see the go mode. Oh. There it is.
Oh, okay, that's what I missed.
Now I wonder if this is going to instill a little bit of panic, a little bit of fear.
Yes.
I mean,
you did just do 3 moon bosses that were completely unnecessary.
But
They did give you a good amount of experience.
Yeah, you still wanted to get your get Rydia to nuke, so I don't think you can feel too rough about it, but you can still be like, oh.
Oh, I could have done better.
Yeah, and now you're also starting to think, we know it doesn't, but Blues could also be thinking, what if this tower key leads to the Pan or the Adamant Rock immediately?
Mm-hmm. Just a duplicate Palom here at the package, so...
One day he will take his turn.
Nerukad headed for Murasame altar. Maybe this could be something. Don't hate Leviathan here.
Again, really unfortunate that Neru doesn't have that edge to pair with that Thunderclaw. I mean, I think he gets through this fight just fine, but it's just a shame when like some of the tools you have don't quite correspond to the team that you put together.
Yeah.
Avenger good.
Avenger is very good. I'm actually a little worried about the healing power on this team, because I think that Porum is still only rocking Cure 2.
Neru did buy the pretty good stack of Cure 3s, though. But
Yeah.
could these bosses let his Kane and Porum get some XP? They are heat-seeking missiles against his the members of his team that really would like some XP. And Burning Mist with the package did put Blues at 5. This tower key will be 6, and then Pass will bring it home. Are you worried about Blues Z fight setup at all at this point, or you think he's got a pretty good bag with his squad?
I'm not that worried about it. Cecil should be just a bit over 28 agility, so he should have a pretty nice RA2 Zemus. As long as he remembers to turn the battle speed down, not terribly worried.
I swear, more targeting of Kane. He doesn't deserve this game.
You know, apparently, Kane, there's only one party member, and it's Kane.
It's cute that also Blues here will be like. So one of the things I think about with inventory management that I'm trying to think about more readily is which objectives give you their key item reward before the objective system marks them as complete versus after. And so Blues is getting the crystal here before getting the Luca key, of course, at the bottom of it. But some of them, like the moon altars, are real annoying to keep track of, like which one am I actually getting credit for here. And when boss hunts are in play,
oh yeah, it's awful. It's like you get credit for the boss hunt before you get it from the moon altar, but you get the item from the moon altar before you get credit for completing it.
Yeah.
Except the ribbon room, you get credit for completing that before you get those items.
Oh yeah.
Because you have to open the boxes. I think that's the standard rule for all of the Summon and Moon boss locations.
Yeah,
I will say I have seen some very, very funny instances of getting a double fanfare when the last objective you complete is a boss objective and an immune altar. It's great.
We do see Naru doing a very good job of putting these Hero 3s to use. They were an excellent purchase. Everyone
Absolutely.
lives this fight. We get the 59,000. That should, I think that slingshot some of the team here. Yeah, 8 levels on Porum looking very good. There's her Cure 3.
Wonderful. And a Zeus Gauntlet.
Oh, that's painful. That's painful.
Oh.
So we've seen everything on the moon now. We've seen Demist. The only things pending that we've not seen the results of are the rat tail that BluesEclipse found and those 2 Feymarch fights. So your Forge and your Pan are, yeah, not readily available this seed.
No, it seems like this is a seed where you're probably completing the other objectives and you're not doing those first 2.
Yeah. Of course, with Cave Magnus being behind Dwarf, if you're committed to that, then and the rat tail doesn't pay out, yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Ooh, yeah.
But here we go. BluesEclipse turning in that starting pass he had since the beginning of the game. There's, there you go. You called it.
Thank you for turning that battle speed down. Reflex strats at battle speed 1 are not great even in the most ideal of situations.
Yeah, and we didn't get a massive slingshot on our mages either. Like none
No,
of these
they
kids
just
are
kind of
sitting
barely got those spells.
Yeah, so we're not gonna have one that's sitting at 3,000 HP, and you're like, I don't care about a counter nuke and a big bang. We actually have to worry a little bit here, so let's see how BluesEclipse handles it.
Yeah, we do have that special question that I think chat is trying to get us to ask about. Something about Zemus, about how he's randomized and how he has a different sprite every time, and there's like almost over 600 sprites, I believe, in the pool at this point.
600 sprites, a runner's delight. Yeah. Whose butt are we gonna kick tonight? Edge going first. Cecil should pop second here. Good time to do the Star Bell. Little annoying order, of course, because you're going to have to reflect off of the middle slot instead of just quickly going to slots, the top or the bottom slot.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world though.
No, yeah, not at all.
We'll manage.
Shame we don't have a I don't think we found silk webs anywhere.
No, now that you've mentioned it, I don't think we did.
No. And it's Pokey.
Hi, Pokey.
The secondary villain of Earthbound, the primary one of Mother 3. This sprite, of course, from his assisting Gygus at the end of Earthbound. First nuke fades. The immunity flag had not been unset just yet. Well, immune to everything but crystal. You get a lovely quad 9s from the kid, though. That's what we like to see at the start.
And we're gonna go ahead and throw that spoon. Porum's gonna go ahead and reflect a slow. Make sure we start getting those slows set up. Although we will want to do some sort of direct cast.
Yeah.
Before this first big bang comes out.
Cecil throw crystal. There we go. That will guarantee a nerf. That should go out in time. I do like actually erring on the side of caution here. I mean, I don't even think it's erring. I like the slows instead of going with Holy outright from Porum.
Oh,
if
absolutely.
Do go pear-shaped, which is a chance with these HP totals. That gives you the ability to get back on your feet instead of just losing it all.
Yes, I think the only change I might have made is direct casting the slow instead, but...
Oh yeah, that way Cecil could have had a free turn to throw any
curative item out, but that's the only that's like a tiny thing.
Yeah.
As it stands, we won't really need edge anyway for the rest of the fight, so this is fine.
Yeah. We do have a white lance to throw if you can find a turn to pick him up, and okay, yeah, we threw the spoon. There's still the white lance kicking around. It won't do quite as much damage, but you know, if
solid.
If Blues is counting and knows, oh my gosh, my mages are dead, I need 3,000 more damage, well, that'll get you your 3,000 more damage.
Yeah, but these mages are really putting in the work against Pokemus. Mostly Palom and Porum. Rydia's trying. That new text box didn't disappear. That is GG's to Blues.
Very clean Zemus fight. Very nicely done. I was honestly a little impressed with the damage numbers on the kids. I'll see them slingshot and not rolling that well. So I guess the gear just accrued over the season.
we
really
had
nice.
we had all the good gear, and it does look like we are now joined by Blues. GG's.
Thank you.
Gotta ask, Blues. Gotta ask. When did you remember you had a pending demist?
Honestly, I had been keeping that in mind the entire time, and I had even said to myself that once I got that Crystal Sword Altar check done, I was going back one way or another because that demist was going to be more likely to hold the last thing I needed at that point than the remaining moon checks.
Gotcha. We were really worried you had forgotten it, and we did see your opponent loot the tower key from it while you were doing your moon checks. So that's good to know, that you still had it in the back of your mind, you hadn't forgotten it. Because if that had swung the race, we just knew that you would have been so upset about it.
Yeah, would have been frustrating, though, with getting Rat Tail off of that Crystal Sword Altar, that might have been an out if I had forgotten it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. We never ended up. We still don't know what's behind that rat tail.
Yeah.
So, not as fast as the first seed you had week 1 of the tournament, but it is your first win. How are you feeling at this point?
I'm actually feeling pretty good. I mean, I'll admit I was worried in this seed in the early part just because it seemed intent on giving me nothing but melees. And then picking up that Palom followed by the Porum and Rydia Zot. At that point, I just was like, okay, this is the best case scenario for me. I've got 2 solid melees to support a grind, and then I've got the 3 mages to do reflect strats, and to be perfectly honest, I don't think I've seen Z melt quite that fast in these flags before.
Yeah, the mage gear in this seed was really nice, as it turns out. We were commenting on the treasury like, oh, that treasury is not that good, but as it turns out, that life staff, that Sork robe in there, the charm rod from ordeals.
Yeah. And I actually made the mistake of selling the black shirt out of the treasury.
Oh, nice darn. That's why Rydia wasn't doing well. Yeah,
she was only doing 6 to 7k dukes.
I was noticing. I was like, oh, Rydia's really not pulling her weight.
Well, Bahamut was doing work up until the nuke part, but yeah.
Yes.
The nuke part, Palom definitely had the advantage, but it looked like your grind came up a little short. Was that on purpose, or just you ran out of resources? And what was your thoughts after you came out of your MacGiant grind?
It was, I realized about halfway through the grind that, okay, I might not have the levels I want to slingshot the 2 black mages. And it turned out I was correct, so I just figured, okay, Ribbon Room's an objective anyway, I've still got a Siren in inventory, I'm likely going to have to do at least one other moon check. Just do the grind, go for an 8x8, wound up to being, I think, a 10x9 actually, because of having to actually kill the Searcher in the end. And then just pick up the extra XP for getting my mages where they need to be from the moon.
Cool. That's all that's all I had to ask, you know. You have any other things that stood out to you?
No, I think most of the rest of this year run went pretty smoothly. It was pretty easy to. It was none of your decisions, other than those couple of those ones that we touched on, really surprised me.
Yeah, it was a very smooth run for me. I'm actually quite pleasantly surprised by that.
Yeah, it was I mean, you did say it was looking rough at the beginning with those characters, and then all the mages showed up.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's also just the way the key items laid themselves out.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the end, that keyless tower was blocking 7 of the 8 objectives. So,
Yeah, that was... Fortunately, the Fey March was rude enough that no one was going there first.
yeah, I looked at that Fey March and I was like, okay, yeah, if it's there, odds are I'm losing anyway.
Yeah, no one had any desire to take either of
No.
those fights.
No.
Yeah. Especially since I don't think I ever actually found a Thunderclaw for Edge.
They were for selling in the city. Your opponent picked one up.
Ah.
Yeah.
One of the few overworld shops that I didn't bother checking.
That's how it always goes.
Yep.
It's hard to justify checking them, like deciding, am I going to keep checking versus, no, I'm done. I have to go actually complete things.
Yeah. Honestly, the one shop I regret not checking is the Moon Shop, just for the possibility of Cure 3s, but...
They were there.
Ah, okay, so I would have had that little bit of a safety net, but in the end, I didn't really need it.
Well, GG's again. Congrats on advancing to 1-1. Maybe I'll get to commentate your third match as well next week. We'll have to see.
Who knows? I'm always up for it, but definitely want to make sure other people get the spotlight also. So has been a good tournament so far. Definitely was a good race here. Not hoping that nerukad didn't have too much of a rough time there.
Yeah, well, the forfeit has come in on nerukad's side of the stream. Understandable. Had that bad turn of offense in Zot earlier. Did chase the tower key all the way into Sealed Cave and didn't get a whole lot to show for it. Admirable racing, though. Way to stick with it. I think made a lot of great plays that could have swung things back after the early, mishaps. So GG's in chat to nerukad as well. Let's get him out there, Twitch chat. And
Yeah, absolutely. GG's to them, and hope they can pull this back next round, because I know that even with where they're at 0-2, they are not out of this yet, and I would be very happy to have a rematch against them in brackets.
Heck yeah. Well, GG's again, Blues. Xenocat, what is the plan? What are we doing?
We are headed over to Free Enterprise 2, where there is already another race happening between... Hold on.
Isn't this Rybon and Scratch Dragon?
Yes, this is Rybon and Scratch Dragon.
Oh, yeah, both 1-0, right?
I believe so.
Oh, that ought to be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, remember, chat, don't talk about the outcome of this race in case people intend to go back to the VOD later, but let's cheer on our runners in the other race, and, yeah, keep enjoying Zemus Zone 6.
Take care, y'all.